Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us once again on the Discipline Therapy Podcast with your two incredible hosts, seven-time published author, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. Seven-time published author, Mr. E.L. Discipline, and with him always, Suhey Sotomayor. And before we begin, you know how we do. We got to clear the energy, clear the air. I got to learn to stop hitting it so hard.
That's good. You used to hit it real
Boing.
light,
Yeah, now it's
gentle.
still going. Still going. Still going. All right.
So we got a couple of sponsorships. First, shout out to Center Stage Music Studio. Shout out to Joe. That's our people.
He always puts us in like a really nice room.
Prepares the room and everything.
Nice.
Hit him up right off the bat.
This is a nice one too. This is a new
It's
one,
like
people.
Redefining special treatment.
Right?
You know?
Presidential treatment. No way?
Shout out to him. Center Stage Music Studio, Belmore, New York, Long Island. Also, show sponsored by Rudsac in French, Rudsac in English, Rudsac Inc. French Canadian brand, been around since 1994. This t-shirt that I have on, feel it. It is polyester and nylon. It also stretched, so it has elastin in it. Same materials that are in like spandex, panties. So
That's
like
nice.
this morning, it was not this morning, but like I wore the shirt one of the days this past week, and I splashed a little coffee on it.
I was about to ask you because it feels like
and I
things
just went like this, rolled off, and it didn't leave a stain. Just rolled off.
Yeah, you can feel by the material. See,
Yeah.
women know these things.
Yeah, I ain't paid for it, but it's high quality. It's pretty expensive depending on where you're at or your budget. But yeah, it's built to last. It's also has shape retention. So you know how some materials like cotton, like crew necks, they'll say, "Oh, get a size higher because when you wash it, it not just that, it loses its shape.
It gets warped.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
So this doesn't. It has shape retention. So it also anti-wrinkle. So I washed this, and yes, I ironed it, but I didn't need to do too much. So I washed this and it came out the same exact way you see it here. So it's really great quality. Also just to, educate some people out there, maybe they don't know. If you have anything that's embroidered on a shirt, whatever, you have to wash it inside out so it doesn't ruin the embroidery. So that's just some education people didn't know. So that's that. Also, our brand, our clothing line, Discipline Therapy launchcart.store/shop. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll reiterate Discipline Therapy launchcart.store/shop. You saw the Inhale Life, Exhale Strife fitted. That comes in different colors. Also, RLA, and
Big
Big
Brain
Brain
Energy.
Energy. I have The King, different categories.
We got so many
Check it out.
things, yep.
All right, so we had another sponsorship.
That's right. Today we are sponsored by TYA, which is a brand selling the latest sunglass wear for men and women. They sent us a couple of samples right now. The ones that we have out right now are oversized wraparound futuristic sunglasses. They have it in different colors. They come in a box. They also have like a what is that called? The cleaning thing, the cleaning cloth.
Lens, yeah.
Super nice. And they have a 20% discount code that's good for all the products that you see. So if you go on their website, which is, you're going to go to www.amazon.com/GP/product/B as in boy, 0C as in cat, L6P as in Peter, 1WV3. And the discount code for the 20% is IG6IZ8, nope, S13 Lucky for you and the people watching, all that's going to be on the bottom of the screen because I'm going to go over it one more time. The discount code is IG6IZ38D. And that's for 20% off. If you like what you see, go on their website. They got some nice stuff there. All right. And you ready, Mr. Yield, this one? To talk about this?
Well, before we get into it, they know they're fiends, right? That's why they're back. And they're
They're
back and they're
fiends.
back. And y'all know what that means? These are nice. Look like these are like ski
Yeah, and then you
joints,
got
right?
these little ones.
Mm,
You'll be back.
RoboCop or Terminator.
Terminator. These are RoboCop. Look at these things.
Oh yeah,
I
they're
put them
dope.
on, but I got the headphones on.
They're dope. You know
They're
you're
nice.
fiends, and you know what that means. We're serving you your dose weekly of Discipline Therapy, where not everything is completely free, as we are on Patreon with a plethora of exclusive content for you to see. But what is free is a judgment-free, sucker-free, center-free, sensitive-free, and some liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite roll of blunt. But make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and vulgar conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed light. One up, inhale life, and exhale strife. You ain't gonna see my eyes, during the show. Get the most you could get out right now. And for the people that are just listening, that can't be on the YouTube, sucks for you.
Oh Lord. It does
Inhale
suck
life
for
and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast.
We're
We're
here.
here.
I had to slow it down. I
Yeah.
got too excited.
I was putting on my glasses at the same time. Wanted to make it in unison. We're here.
Oh, I see.
All
Clever.
right.
Clever. My business partner is clever.
Okay.
All right. So we got season 13, episode 134. Is intuition and men and women the same or as strong as it used to be? That is a really good question. What do you think, Mr. Yield Discipline?
Okay. So, men and women's intuition is not as strong as it used to be. So back in the days, intuition was different for men and women, right? Men had to be more logical. They had to be more alert. Hunters, women the gatherers, nourish, um, nurture, men build, create, right? So they didn't have time to be emotional. They had to use their intuition like the lions in the jungle, right? The lion in the jungle has a lot more. His alert is 10 times more than a human being. That's how the guys were back in the days, those traditional men. They had like lion intuition, and they had to do that, because hunting, they had to be on alert. They had to protect their safety, the safety of their pride. And this is just the animal kingdom I'm talking about, obviously. Buffalo, like when to hunt, what are the best times. And so it's just the same thing with men, like as men were providers and protectors. That's how we were born to be back in the day, our ancestry. So the intuition for men back in the day was stronger. The stuff that they were doing to enhance that. And that's I'm gonna ask you, um, how can, because this is a problem, because it's not the same, right? We want to get back into our DNA. We want to get back into where it was strong for men and women. How can men and women strengthen or bring back intuition?
That's a good question. And I am going to answer that. But I also think that I agree with you. Our intuition, both men and women, was much, much stronger because of like you said, like the animals and the lions and stuff. But in the caveman era, where the men used to go hunt those lions or saber tooth or whatever they had going on back then, their intuition had to be super like elevated
Mhm.
because they didn't have any GPS or where to go get it. They used to hunt by the prints that the animal left.
An
or
instinct.
whatever. Exactly, an instinct.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that. And how can you strengthen it? I think that by meditating is a good way to strengthen it, going inside towards yourself, exercising,
Mm-hmm.
um, watching what you eat, try to be more like natural with your food, not so much processed foods and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, just being more aware of yourself and your surroundings. I think that plays a big part. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. That's the way you can strengthen it. Meditating,
Prayer.
praying,
Mm-hmm.
testing it out. Intuition is having good judge of character. It is using your instincts, those gut feelings, right? That spiritually, I believe you're getting messages from the ancestors,
Mm-hmm.
your guardian angels, God, right? That's intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't pay attention to it. They don't know what we're talking about, right? They're unaware. They don't know of certain situations where you go, you feel a certain type of way. The hair stands up on the back of your
Yep.
neck a little bit more. You get goosebumps. You get
Stomach
that
aches.
stomach ache, the headache, a feeling right away. They don't put two and two together.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this in past shows, maybe like season 2. When I felt those things, I like to know, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Where am I? Who am I around?
Exactly.
You know, if I'm with someone and those feelings occur, I start to question that person.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Definitely.
people always put a certain persona, right, to get something
Mm-hmm.
from somebody else, or to look a certain way, to not be perceived a certain way.
Like lie in the
Yes.
application.
So externally someone can look so innocent and nice, but internally they're
They're ugly.
evil, they're
Mm-hmm.
ugly, their soul is dark. Um and that's all they have. They don't have light and dark.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because we have both light and dark. They only have dark, but
Yeah.
they portray that they're such a great person. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? But they're really evil inside. So I pay attention to those things. So when I'm around those type of people and I get those feelings, I start to, like, now question that.
Mm-hmm.
And I start to watch, like I will test certain situations with them, especially if it's a woman.
Like what? You gonna
That's
share
me
some?
using my intuition.
Will you share some of that, or that's secret?
So
Pay attention, ladies.
let's say I'm with a woman, I'm courting her, and you know, every time I'm with her, I do get a stomach ache. Every time
Mm.
I'm with her, I do get a headache. Every time I'm with her, my energy doesn't feel
Right.
right.
It's like low.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start to question her, what she's doing, what are her activities, where does she go, who is she around, you know, what are her hobbies outside of me.
Mm.
You
I'm
understand?
happy that you said that your energy is low, because that's what they're giving off. Like just how you said, when you're around people who maybe are no good and your body picks up on that. We also pick up on when somebody is really good. When you get that instant connection with someone.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, a lot of people don't notice, or they don't recognize, oh damn, my stomach hurts. I must have ate something. That's probably what they're thinking. But meanwhile, it's your stomach hurts every time you get around this certain person. It's not you ate something bad. Is their energy is now reaching your energy, and it's not mixing right. Your
Mm,
body's trying to tell you something. You gotta
mm,
listen.
mm. Yeah. So yeah, those are key ways to increase intuition. Intuition is there. For many women, it's like a button you have to tap in, right? Get in tune. Um, and bring it out.
Whose intuition do you feel is stronger, or is
Um,
any of them stronger than the other? Because you heard of women's intuition like crazy.
mhm.
That's like it's almost like a
Well,
joke, like a running
well.
joke
If I
sometimes.
if okay, so if we look at time, right, history, women's intuition is stronger. If we look at today, it's not. It's
It's the
even. It's
same.
equally like weak.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an array of reasons. The food that they're ingesting, what they're around,
Yeah.
right? Because we're spirits in flesh. We're like a fucking plug that's connected to a heart, and it goes into an outlet, and
Mm.
that outlet is whatever you're allowing inside you and around you: social
Mm.
media, music, television shows, whatever you're absorbing, places you're going to, friends, circle of friends, family, even, right? All of this stuff is energy that is affecting your energy, right?
Yeah.
So people you're having sex with,
Mm-hmm.
so now, with all of this stuff that's affecting your energy, it will diminish your intuition. So women's intuition, we could always say that was the strongest, but what has happened to it,
Mm.
right? So you could get with a fuck boy, right? Toxic, really, really evil, and he could bring that down. Just like in the season premiere, I
Mm.
said that the masculine energy is stronger than the feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, like, the feminine energy is very fragile.
Okay.
So if a woman is meeting a man who is toxic, exhibits, we could say, quote unquote, like alpha characteristics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or they might think it's alpha characteristics, but they're very toxic, right? They're not a masculine man.
Mm-hmm.
They're an alpha male, right? So with that, they're bringing them down in whatever capacity. Their intuition can't elevate. So
Mm-hmm.
now this women, I don't want to say women, these females, right? These females can be so educated, accomplished, smart, and they're doing stupid things.
Yeah.
They're doing uncharacteristic things. They're putting their morals in jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't love themselves really, because they don't have boundaries, right?
Exactly.
They don't they're just like, they're just gonna follow anything, even
Mm-hmm.
if it puts them at risk
Yeah.
and harm,
Mm-hmm.
right? So their intuition is fucked due to that individual
That they're dealing
that
with.
they're dealing with. And
Mm-hmm.
remember, they're dealing with them in more ways than anything. That man is more potent than your friends. Obviously, you're not fucking your girlfriends unless
Mm-hmm.
you're lesbian and stuff of that nature, bisexual. So that is the most potent thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The submission of sex
Yep.
that
Definitely.
she's giving. So that is an exchange of energy. So he's taking that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because he's evil and toxic, and he's not doing anything else, right? Maybe he's doing one thing that may seem as providing. He has a lot of money,
Mm.
or the other way, right? 'Cause it's hard to get both.
Yeah.
He's just slinging good D.
Yeah.
So boom, that's all he's doing, right? And she doesn't feel safe, she doesn't feel protected, she's not being led, she's not being guided, she's doing all the wrong things. He's not there to put a structure, order, nothing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she's clumsy herself, she's not disciplined because he isn't.
Mm-hmm.
So she just is failing in everything because of this person.
Yep. And
And
she got her
now
mind all fucked up too.
people even see it. She
Mm-hmm.
goes into work, damn girl, you look so tired, whatever it is, family
Stressed.
stressed, all of it, right? Her intuition, she can't even function
No
what she's doing.
focus.
Like, she
Yep.
doesn't remember, and she usually has a great memory. She's not able to function at what she's doing at her optimal level, and she's usually able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So her intuition, she can't even see what's going on. She might say, oh, I didn't see the signs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was delusional, right? She's not taking accountability.
I feel like most women will be like, well, I see the signs, but I'm sure I could get him to change. Like a
Yeah.
lot of women have that train of thought. It's not even I don't see it, because you're not blind, girls. We're not stupid either. You see it. You're just hoping maybe this is a one-time thing, or maybe
Mhm.
he'll change, or maybe I can love him enough where he won't do that anymore.
So men can fall into the same category.
Mm.
His intuition not being up to par is the inability to be able to tell when she's manipulating.
Or
The in
using him.
or using him,
Mm.
the inability to not be able to like lead. You know what I'm saying? The inability of leading.
Yeah.
You know, the just being able to like have instinct.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Memory. You know, like he's sloppy himself.
Mm.
He's not on time. He's this, that. He's clumsy.
Yeah.
You know, his intuition. That plays a big factor in
Yeah.
intuition. You know, those are survival mechanisms too.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it comes down to, like I said, everything we're ingesting, whether it's ingesting, you know,
Food and stuff.
our mouth, our mind, sexually,
Mm-hmm.
visually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, everything we have around us.
I want to say that I do agree that women, well, not just I agree, but I feel like we both agreed, and others out there also, that a woman's intuition is more potent or powerful. But just like how you said, if she's dealing with a man, because when a woman's like, I think he's cheating, or I think he's
Hmm.
doing something,
Hmm.
right? So she has that intuition in there. But then dealing with a man who will be like, "You're crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not." And what is that called?
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting. So now, not only is she dealing with food that's blocking her intuition, or video, whatever she's absorbing mentally or whatever. Now she got him lying to her, which is gonna make her think, "Well, damn, am I crazy now? Like I could have sworn that's what he was doing." That also knocks down her intuition. And I
Hmm.
feel that women that get good dick get uh more in their feelings about, and they lose their intuition more than if they get with a man that has more money,
Yes.
right? Because the money, she'll be like, "Fuck you, I don't give a fuck. I'll find
I'm
somebody else who can give me money." But good dick,
I'm glad you said that, because a
that's
lot of
what I
women
think.
won't admit that.
That's what I think.
A lot of women won't admit that. Here's the thing. Yeah, and you know why? We're going to get into another topic in the future, but that's because selfishly, men are predominantly selfish in bed.
Mm,
That's one. And that's one of the reasons why they don't pleasure women. But
mm.
we'll get into that topic because that's very
Another
rare to
time.
find.
Yeah.
It's very rare to find. So even the
I can't wait
toxic,
for that one.
even the toxic bad boy, she will stay there for whatever, because she thinks if he's fucking me great, that's like an unselfish thing, because a lot of men don't do that. So in a way, yeah, he's doing a great thing,
Mm,
even though he's bad,
yeah.
but he's doing a great thing in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's still like an
And
unselfish thing.
he must
in
love
her.
her if she's still having sex with her.
That's what that is.
Right.
Here's the thing. And a flip side, right? Because this can happen with men and women with not realizing this, with implementing intuition. The psychological term called love bombing. You know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
So now a woman is love bombing a man.
Hmm.
And if people don't know what that is excessively, whether it's displaying any type of your love language to them to receive something. So you're not doing it like unconditionally. It's not like, yo, this is my love language. My love language is buying gifts, because I like to give more than receive.
Right.
Like, this is a fact, right? I like to give more than I receive.
Okay.
And that's in any capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like, even sex. Like, I
Oh,
like to
boy.
give more. If she getting 3 off and I get 1, I'm good. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
14 times I get 3, I'm good.
14.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.
So in a way, like, I like to give more than I receive. That's my love language. I do that unconditionally. You ain't special.
Mm.
You ain't special. I'm doing that with everybody I'm in a relationship with, because that comes with me.
Got
It's just
you.
like the rules that come with me. You know what I'm saying? So in a way, it's like I'm not doing that to get something, because I get pleasure from it.
Right.
Like,
right.
that's real.
Right.
But if somebody's actually, I'm gonna give you an example. A woman is pretending to cook and clean because she knows I like that,
Okay, but she doesn't realize.
but she don't like it. So, and I'm not picking on nobody or explaining experience. I'm just giving you an example so you can understand.
Gotcha.
And people out there. So she's like, oh, he likes to be served. I never did this in my last relationship. The nigga cooked all the time. The nigga cleaned all the time. I ain't have to do none of that. My job was to order food out.
Okay.
So she's gonna do that for me because she's gonna be like, I want to get maybe a ring.
Okay.
I want to get great sex.
Mm.
I want to get like whatever. Maybe he buys me gifts.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just doing this shit. I don't like it, but I'm doing
I'm
this and
doing it
overly
anyway.
showering him with this stuff so he can love me. Now, woman that buys gifts, she's not a gift buyer.
Some of us are.
I'm giving you an example.
Oh,
She's
okay.
not a gift buyer, but she will buy gifts because maybe her last dudes was like broke and they like to get gifts all the time.
Okay.
Damn, she bought me a Rolex. Damn, she bought me Gucci sneakers. She bought me like, you know what I'm saying? Them dudes like that.
Right.
So she thinks this guy's, they loved me.
Okay.
She's
She's
mistaken
thinking the
that.
same thing.
Yeah. So she's gonna be like she gets with me, right? An example, and she starts buying me things. Baby, who told you I like gifts? She just instinctively does that because of the last dudes. So she's doing that for something.
Okay.
It's not something that is like her love language.
Right.
She's just doing that because she thinks if I buy him something, he's gonna love me. Cause all them other niggas used to be like, damn, shorty, you got it like that. I love you. I'm gonna put a ring on it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's playing into her subconscious. She's not using her real intuition.
Yeah,
because she's
true.
dealing with a different guy. So she's just like, oh, I'm gonna love bomb him in doing this because and he's gonna love me.
I thought love bomb was something totally different. I thought it's when like let's say you and I get to like we just meet and we get together like 2 weeks later, it's like, "Oh, I love you," and then they try to, shower you with so many things, but not to get something, I guess not to get like a physical material in return, but to kind of get you in their grasp.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. So you just got you. All right. So I do. I know what I was. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so it can be the same thing with a guy. Like he's like, oh, you know what? Because I've seen it, right? I've seen it
I've seen it
doing
too.
sales and being in corporations and management and sales. Like I've had guys that were like, oh, I'm gonna buy her this. I'm gonna buy her this. Oh, she
I've
better
experienced
she
that.
better love me for this shit. I'm spending all this bread. You see?
Yeah.
That's like love bombing. Oh, if I buy her this, she gonna love me more. And you see it more so with dudes who don't really have the charisma, who don't really have the physique, the good looks, the gift of gab, suave,
money.
seducer, who maybe they're overweight, who are with the baddies. They do that. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep paying the bills. Let me keep doing this. Let me keep buying her shit. She gonna love me more.
Yeah.
You see? Love bombing.
Yeah.
Those women aren't using their intuition. Oh my God, he loves me.
Neither of them are.
Yeah.
The guy doing the love bombing isn't using his intuition.
Yeah.
And the girl that's receiving
because
it
he's not able to decipher.
Exactly.
Oh, what is he there for?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Me for me or for the stuff that I'm buying her?
Yeah. So this is like where intuition is not present.
Yeah.
So another thing is like men and women's vulnerability. So like it's not the same, right?
No, it's
Women's
not.
vulnerability is more emotional and psychological. Men's vulnerability is more physical. So in a sense of him putting himself out there to provide.
Okay.
So he has to use his intuition and be like, okay, I trust her enough to put myself out there to provide. She's not a gold digger and gonna play me. You know what I'm saying? So
hopefully his intuition
on point
also
with
with that.
with because he's using it right.
Exactly.
That's the operative word. So he's using it right, and also providing protection, provision, right, in whatever capacity. So he's putting himself out there, walking on the side of the traffic. He's like, this woman is worth this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why men don't want to provide today and protect, because they're looking at like all chicks as hoes. They're not worth it. But if he's doing his proper discernment, right, his methods of it, certain tests he has subjective, okay, she's worth it, and I could put myself out there. That's him being vulnerable. The woman is emotional and psychologically vulnerable. The man not so much. So it's different with vulnerability. We're not vulnerable the same.
And that's why I feel like women, because their vulnerability is how you said, emotional, physical, they're like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was, one of these women, and I think to a certain point I still am. um, they're like, you can cry. If you're sad, you can come to me. I'm here for you. Yeah,
A woman used to say that?
a
A
lot of
woman?
women do that to men. Like, show me, be vulnerable with me. You can
Oh.
cry. Somebody in your
Mm.
family died. You can come to me. I'll be there for you. It doesn't have to be just that kind of vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're for a woman, because women tend there. We all think like this. I think. If a man is sharing, his his memories from childhood, that's him being vulnerable. He doesn't have to let you in to that part. If he's telling you about his family or his work day, or the people that he works with, that is him showing vulnerability. It doesn't have to be like, tell me your deepest darkest secrets type.
That's you using your intuition to decipher
See
that.
that?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're thinking on a perspective standpoint, not on a perception standpoint. Most people think on a perception standpoint where it's like we're equal, we're human beings, and we should be vulnerable the same.
The same. So if
You're
I'm like
think
this, you got to be like this.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
thinking perspective where it's like men and women's perspective. So that's why you're able to decipher that way. Most women, that's why they act like that, because they just think men and women are equal.
I see. I got
So the
you.
way you're talking right now,
Amazing.
I could even use my intuition to decipher. Oh, you in that moment you don't think men and women are equal, because if not, you would have been, oh, why are men not vulnerable? And you would have put vulnerability with one thing: crying, being emotional, or sensitive.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
sensitive.
saying?
I feel like a
You
lot of women do that.
you would have done that.
Yeah. I
So
used to do that. I was
okay,
very much like that. You could, why don't you tell me? Why don't you open up? I think that that's like the line women use the most. You can open up with me. You can be
that sounds like
yourself.
manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that we don't even know that it's manipulation.
Mm.
That's me. That's just me.
Yeah. When women are vulnerable, they're going to use proper discernment to determine
You would think, you would hope.
whether or not this man is worth letting him in.
Mm-hmm.
And like, this is the women that have done the work. Their intuition is high. They're getting into their divine feminine. They're getting back into their DNA to able to decipher this, to able to discern, you know what I'm saying, what men are worth it and what men aren't, to decipher between males and men. You know what I'm saying? To do their proper education and go through the experiences, and you know show self-care and self-love and discipline within themselves to realize what they need versus what they want.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to be able to use their intuition to um really get what they need for survival.
Do you think that that has to do in this day and age with experience and like I don't want to say age, but with maturity? Because a lot of I'm asking you this because from my experience, like seeing young women out there, they don't really meditate. They'll go to the gym, but they might not eat as healthy as as you can.
Mm,
They'll still have like fast food type
mm.
stuff. So do you feel like that has to do with maturity and experience, the getting their intuition back? Because a lot
Maturity.
of women nowadays, I want to say that they are not using their intuition to see who is worth them letting them sleep with. They're just fucking.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
mm. Does it come with maturity and experience? um
In this day and age.
in this day and age, yeah, I mean, most women don't really get to this level till they get a lot older.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
or a
Or,
lot of experience. Negative.
yes, or a lot of experience. And the thing is, you can have a woman who's in her late 20s, early 30s, um, who had gone through so much stuff,
Yeah.
way more than any older woman older than her you can think of, and that makes her say, you know what, I'm gonna get on track, because some people are wise beyond their years,
Mm-hmm. I
right?
agree.
So they get on track early. right? They get intuition early. They say, no, this isn't the right thing early. I'm going to do the right thing early. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not following feminists early. I'm not going to have feminist friends in my circle early.
Mm.
And if I do have them in my circle, that's great. We could be friends and we could agree to disagree, but your views does not influence my life.
Right. She has to be strong in who she is.
Yes,
Yeah.
early.
Mm-hmm.
That's rare. It can happen, but it's very rare,
Mm-hmm.
being that the feminine is very fragile and it is prone to follow.
Mm.
So if it doesn't have a man that is following, it's following other things, especially women. So, with that being said, their intuition is fucked.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like off. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
Plus the type of men that they're dealing with as well.
yeah. So it's very imperative to find the right masculine for you to thrive as the feminine.
Mm-hmm. I
You know
agree
what
with
I'm
you.
saying? So that's what it comes down to. Because that masculine type of man or male, toxic feminine male, will drag the woman down even if she's feels like she's elevated. Oh, I
Mm-hmm.
could help him get there. It's gonna make her regress.
Yeah. I actually have a friend of mine who has been doing a lot of work on herself. And the man that she's dealing with, I guess they're like on a little bit of a break. But in that specific situation, like how you said earlier, if a woman is not if she's like going downhill, everybody can see it at the job. People are like, oh my God, you lost so much weight, you look this and that. Yeah, she called out of work 3 days straight because she was dealing with this. And it's not like she works in McDonald's. Like, she has a very prestigious job.
Hmm.
And sometimes I have to sit there and be like, what are you doing?
Hmm.
Like, what are you doing? You gotta
Did
snap
did
out
did
of
I
it.
mention this in the premiere about men and women at work and relationship?
Trust.
Maybe, right?
I think you might have.
So let me reiterate for people that didn't watch the premiere. For men and
What are you
women,
doing?
work and relationship is different.
Mm-hmm.
Being men are providers, women aren't born to be providers, right? Men are born to be providers.
Yeah.
So if his money's not right, he doesn't have the career and stuff of that nature, his relationships suffer, right? And he could also be in a successful relationship, but if something's going on at work, stress or whatever, he can't be present in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Some women are aware of that, and that's why they make his life easy. What's going on, baby? How was your day? You want a massage? How can I make your life easy? Can I suck your dick? Can I put breakfast on the table? How can I make your life? Because they're smart.
Mm-hmm.
They know, damn, if shit's going on at work, there's gonna be problems here.
Right. Let's be peaceful
You
here.
see, it could be a subconscious thing. They're using their intuition, those women. Now, when women, something's going on in their relationship, I don't care what type of job they have, they can't function there
Nope.
at their optimal level
Yep.
in the job.
That's
Men, it's
so
different.
true.
If the relationship is fucked up, but everything's going well at the job, he's not so much gonna care so much. It sounds cruel, but he's not gonna care so much
Yeah.
because of the provider aspect.
Right. The money's right.
You see?
Mm.
But if the woman is doing very well at work and her relationship is failing, you know, she's eventually not gonna do well at work.
Yeah.
Now, if she's single, is different because that's all she's focused on, right?
Right.
That's how a lot of women try to get over men.
That's her
They
security
become
blanket.
workaholics,
Yes. Gym rats. Yeah.
drinking and shit, like they're getting,
It's awful.
you know what I'm saying, doing drugs,
Right.
toys, boom. But once they get a man, right, and they want to give their all there, the moment that relationship there's problems, now that job that she was dominant in, it suffers.
Yeah.
It's different
It's
for men
true.
and women.
Very different.
You see? And that's because the feminine is built to romanticize everything. The feminine's purpose is to be in a relationship, is to procreate, is to find that man. Not so much the masculine.
Right.
Because the masculines is to be on the purpose. To have a women and stuff around is bonus. You know what I'm saying? But he constantly gotta be, because he ain't nothing without building.
Yeah.
And creating.
That's true. Because I have a son. He's been on the show before, and he's he's gonna be 25 in February. He even says he doesn't have a girlfriend. He has his own place. He works 2 jobs, And he's like, I don't even like. He'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, damn, I wish I had a girl to come home to. He was like, but I'm not even ready myself. Like I'm not where I want to be. So how can I put any effort into meeting a girl or putting any energy into that? I gotta figure this out first.
Mm,
So it's funny that when you say things and then I see it like in real life, I'm like, God damn it, he was
yeah.
right.
Yeah, so the intuition is imperative because we use it in every type of way. And a job, it's like you have a good judge of character when you have great intuition.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I interview people. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I make my own schedule where I'm at. I can give myself any days off I want. I make everybody else's schedule. I manage different, set of tasks, and I manage different people and oversee different things.
Mm.
Um I have to remember schedules. I have to do this. When I interview people to interact, I'm not doing the phone thing. They want to do
Mm.
phone interviews. Sorry, we're not gonna do that. Meet me in person. I need to interact with you because
Yeah.
if I'm gonna be working with you or hiring you underneath me, I need to feel your
Your
energy.
energy. Yep.
So I need to see, make eye contact. I need to read your body. I'm using my intuition during interviews.
Mm.
You see? So it's even at work, you need to use your intuition. Relationship, use your intuition. Certain things, sports conspiracy theories. We had an
Mm-hmm.
episode like that.
Yep.
They need to go back. You have that thing. I used to see
Did a
certain
few.
things. The nigga kicked the field goal. It was going all the way right. And then they went like this. Did they hit a button? Because there's a magnet in the ball.
Mm-hmm.
My intuition is high. I don't have no proof, but you know what I'm saying? Good. There's
It could
theories,
be.
but
Mm-hmm.
it could be. There's so much people involved. Vegas, mafia, money, da da
Yeah.
da, spread. You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? So many people involved in the pot betting
Yep.
nowadays, worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Merchandise that comes off of it.
yes,
Yeah.
certain people that are the face of the
Mm-hmm.
league make them the decorated superstar. We got to make everything work in
Right.
their favor.
Right. We push
It's
them out.
intuition I'm using. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Other people are like this too, but that's the intuition.
Yeah.
So we got to strengthen this if we want to elevate, because this is part of our major component in our body,
Yeah.
to elevate us in every way.
Yeah.
So when we don't have intuition, a lot of things hurt.
Yeah. And I think that it's great for like as a singular person, meaning if you're not in a relationship, to meditate, to do yoga, to do workout, to eat clean, to do all these things, but then don't forget that or try to incorporate that when you're in a relationship. You know what I mean? Because that strengthens your bond with that person as well. If you can, meditate together, pray together, and do all these things. You're strengthening each other's intuition
It,
also. That's what I
it comes down to the man to
if
be
he
able.
wants to, if
Yeah,
he's into it.
yeah, because there's a lot of women that try to get, like, you're not gonna get him. Like, he has to be adamant about it. Like a woman who's into spirituality can't get a man to be into it. Like, he has to already have been into it. They met. Oh, they have something in common.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? They do
Mhm.
things in common. It's gonna be hard.
It is.
Hey, let's go do some spiritual babs. Let's go to this event. And no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't happen now.
that's true. But
You
at
know?
least don't let even if it's a man that finds a woman or a woman that finds a man. I know you said that it's more if a man is into it, he can bring the woman into it. But don't let that other person stop you from your own practice is what I'm trying to get at also. If you it's great if you find someone that you can do that with. That's wonderful. But if you find someone who meets all the other criterias, checks all the other boxes except for he's not spiritual, don't give up on your own spirituality, on your own practices, because that's going to help you maintain your intuition and
Okay.
no,
Uh,
because you said something
I
right.
I disagree,
He
but
stopped me.
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
can't now. You know how my brain
Okay.
works. I've been
So
taking lion's
so
mane too.
so the way I look at it is the woman's always gonna give more than the man. Um my advice would be, understand your boundaries. Be aware of them
Mm-hmm.
and put strict clause on them. Be stubborn about them. So if a woman is into certain practices
Mm-hmm.
and this is the courting process, hey, I'm I'm a bruja. Like, You know what I'm saying? Like she's like, I'm a witch. I'm this. I do this. Blah blah blah. I go to these things. Are you into that too? Right then and there, this is a deal breaker. Sorry, not get in the relationship and then keep doing what you're doing, girls. That's like empowerment you're trying to spit. That's on a path to breakup. That's on a path to fight because she's building separately.
But if
You know what I'm
you
saying?
just said to, if she
So
has
so
her boundaries,
yeah. So what she has to do is she has to realize, okay, I can't get him to be on board with this. This is very important for me. Then I need to leave and find somebody who's going to support this and do it with me, especially if that's what she wants to do. Or she
well,
gives it up completely, and because the woman's going to follow the man's program.
kind
Remember,
of,
in order, see, at the end of the day, it comes down to traditional and modern.
right?
Modern people are failing because they don't have intuition. Traditional people do. Modern people will be fish out of water, keep flopping and flopping until they die. Mark my words, from my mouth to God's ears. Modern does not survive. And we see it even with fake celebrity relationships
Mm-hmm.
because it's modern. Traditional does.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when these modern people say, "Oh, they want to build separately and do this," that is going to be on a path to disaster.
But but that's not. I'm not saying build anything separate. And it's just like, when two people get married, if they don't talk about religion, it's usually the
Mm.
kids follow whoever is a more religious parent. Does that make sense? Like in my house, my mother was not religious. My
No,
father
I
was.
I think the kids follow whoever they see is the most dominant. So if the woman, if because kids use their intuition too. We ain't talking about that. Kids' intuition. So
His
kids,
intuitions are way stronger, I think.
yes, babies, dogs, cats,
Mm-hmm.
animals.
Mm-hmm.
So kids use their own intuition. They can tell if the mom wears the pants or if the dad, and they're following whoever wears the pants. That's a fact.
That is
So
true.
so the reality is that's not true. The kids are gonna follow whoever they see as the most dominant.
Right. Or the person, if the person, okay. So like in my household, my mother was not religious. She's like, man, I don't care if you want to take him to church, you go ahead, you take him to church. I'm not gonna go. So I would go with my father to church because he was a big church goer.
Mhm.
Right. When I got married and I had my kids, neither of us were churchgoers. So nobody went to church. But if I had been, I would have been like, all right, no, we're gonna come. You don't have to come. I'm gonna take my kids. I know people that do that too, that have, my girlfriend, Nancy, her children used to go to church with her. Her husband didn't go that much because he wasn't, you see what I'm
So
saying?
did the husband go to church?
Not not as frequent as, say, like he would go for like Christmas or Thanksgiving or something, like a major thing. She would go every Sunday.
Your ex-husband.
No, none of us went.
Okay, see? But if he made it a strict
Then
clause,
my kids will go with him.
exactly. It comes
I don't
down
want to
to where
go.
they see the most dominant figure. And even kids will realize that it's most likely they're gonna go with the man. So
Mm.
if the kids see that the mom is the most dominant, yeah, they're gonna follow, but it's not gonna be comfortable, and those kids will grow up to be fucked up.
I think it's just in that particular circumstance. People, with their religion can be very, I believe in it and I want my kids to come and they're going to follow my
Yeah.
religion. You
We're
know what I'm
not
saying?
talking about religion. We
No, no,
just
no.
yeah,
We're
we
just
just
talking
talking
about,
about in general,
yeah, no,
as
I
far
know.
as like leading the family. Like the
I
man,
we're talking about spirituality,
yeah,
how did that
the
come up?
man's gonna lead the family, the woman's gonna follow. The man's gonna lead the relationship, the woman's gonna follow. So she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna invest in a lot of. She's gonna put all most of her eggs in his basket and invest in his program. So if she's building separately, she needs to, have some intuition. Like, something's going on here. Like, what's wrong?
But practicing in your own spirituality, I don't think it's building separate. It's strengthening
If
yourself to be a better person. Or no?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I think.
yeah.
That's why my statement when I said don't
So
let
she
somebody.
could be a better person and be present with him. Because the
Exactly.
more she gets into her spirituality, she's gonna get in her feminine.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's what I mean. So it's still she's doing it for him and the relationship. If she's just doing it because, oh, I'm bored and this is what I do for fun, spiritual practices. I'm a witch and this is what I do, da 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 da, because this relieves depression and stress. That's selfish gain. It's not I'm
I was
making
about to say that's
myself a
not.
better person for my man because I want to get more in spirituality,
Yeah.
be better for me. Because if I know if I'm better for me, I could be better for him. I could be better mom, better in society. Da, da, da.
Exactly.
So it's now it's different.
Yes.
Yeah, but most women will not do that for that.
Well,
They're gonna be
women.
doing it for following other women and stuff.
Got
You know what I'm
you.
saying? So it's not gonna be like I believe that when a woman gets with a man, that man should be your all. So it comes down to this. Your girls call you and say, "Hey girl, we haven't seen you in blah 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 blah. We're going to the club." And you with that man, you choosing that man over your girls. That's what I believe.
Mm.
It's not, oh, I haven't seen my girls in so long. You see?
Mm-hmm.
She's always choosing the man. So that's always gonna be a successful relationship.
Yep.
When that, and if you're using your intuition properly, you're gonna be able to submit to the right man.
Mm-hmm.
And if the man is using his intuition properly, he's gonna be able to provide and protect the right woman.
Yeah. I like when you brought up about children and their intuition because so many times, like I know in people of color, like their household, Spanish, Black, whatever, we always, go give everyone a kiss. Go around the room and I had to go to all my aunts and uncles, hi tia, hi tio, every single one of them, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah, me too.
now you see like they say some kids, don't force them to do that because don't force them to do that because of their intuition. They know when somebody's not good. They get that feeling.
Facts. You can't let and then we're gonna cut. You can't let anybody touch your kids. Can't let
And
anybody
if they
kiss your
say
kids.
no, if your own kids say, I don't want to, then you have to respect their boundaries. If they don't want to, they're not being rude as long as they say hi. That's what I think.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Thanks.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. If you want to get back and strengthen your intuition, um, I exactly what I said before when Mr. Discipline asked how we can do that. You don't have to be a diehard fanatic, religious fanatic, or even like a crazy spiritual person. You have to just get to know yourself, know your boundaries, um, and focus on that. And then you could have there's intuition tests that you can do. Like if you go on these sites, it'll say what am I holding in my hand? Is it a rock, a pen? No, not a pen. It's too big. A rock, a paper clip, or a heart. And then you like those are little things like that you can practice on.
Yeah, get back into your intuition by incorporating these practices in the human body,
Mm-hmm.
mind, soul, meditating, praying, testing it out. Sometimes you're not paranoid. It's a fact.
Yeah.
You know, certain feelings that you get around certain people, certain things they do, signs. You see signs from the beginning. Um, take accountability. Don't say you didn't see the signs. You're not delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Um, test it out. Use your survival characteristics. Um, and you know dictate like what you want as far as your energy and the energy that you want around you to elevate you to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the wrong energy around you, then it can suppress your intuition, not make it as high. And you could usually be like, man, I used to be a really, spiritual person. I used to be a really intuitive person. I used to have a great memory. Somebody
Mm.
might say, I used to have a great memory. What the fuck happened to you then? You got amnesia all of a sudden. I don't know. Like, yeah, because you're not saying what you're going behind closed doors,
Mm-hmm.
but there's certain things that you're eating, people you are involved with, or whatever, are depleting that.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
so um you have shows like this to bring it to your attention, because maybe you don't know these terms, or maybe we're making you think right now,
Mm-hmm.
but after this you're gonna be like, looking in the ceiling, thinking to yourself. Sometimes don't watch TV.
Yeah.
Go home and
Read a
just
book.
read a book. Be at home silent, maybe in
Yes,
the
7 books.
dark,
Mm-hmm.
light a candle, incense, smoke a blunt, right? Just think, just set certain goals, create habits, and you know, these are things that can help strengthen intuition. Talk to your ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, you don't have to pray, you can meditate. Test these things out. You know, shut your mind, close your eyes, focus on something really, really hard and test it out and see if it will manifest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, breathing. Inhale, exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Inhale through your mouth. Exhale through your nose. Shut your eyes. Calm your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dictate the type of energy you want around you. Like, learn what you want. Love yourself. Heal, mend yourself. All of these key things will allow you to build intuition and
Yep.
elevate.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? This is what's gonna help it. Like, some people are like would always say, "Oh, yo, you're paranoid, you're this," and then I end up being right.
I guess you weren't paranoid.
I
Yep.
promise you, from my mouth to God's ears, I say things today and it manifests. Oh, this dude is crazy. He talking crazy on the mic, and then what ends up happening?
It happens.
It happens. I've said things in 2017. I came out with a book with a blueprint. Now there's a lot of podcasts talking about stuff. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. I ain't gonna debate them because we saying the same stuff.
Yeah.
It make no sense for debate. You don't gonna debate with people that have different views.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't debating with people that thinking like me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I was saying it first, I don't care.
As long as
As long as it's
said.
getting out there,
Yep.
it's permeating throughout the world. It's a great feeling. But at the end of the day, it's like it's what it comes with because you have intuition. And then you build this power because you're walking in your power and you're using it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your power, your intuition.
Yep.
Men and women. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into one of the most raw, uncut, unapologetic, real. This has been Debbie Podcast. Peace.